We went on the vacation of a lifetime, and it was all planned by AI. But first, let's rewind. Generative AI has taken the world by storm, whether it's from the inescapable personalized action figure memes on social media or increasingly embedded AI in our phones, laptops, and beyond. Memes, trends, and marketing campaigns might be the main reason we hear about AI, but the real question is, can it solve our problems as it's promised to? To put it to the test, I'm going to let AI choose, budget, plan, and even join me on my vacation. We want to show how anyone can use generative AI to plan a holiday, so think of this as an entry point for beginners. For more advanced users, check out TechRadar.com's regular AI coverage using the QR code on the screen. With that, let's see what AI has in store for us next. But I'm not braving this adventure alone. I roped in 2 friends to join me on the trip. There's Axel, Hamish, and then there's me. So, you guys know this much, that we're going away on vacation together. We're going for 4 days. What I haven't told you is AI is going to plan it all. So they're going to choose where we go, what we do, everything. I have asked you to prepare a little bit about what you want from the trip. So why don't you both tell me what's your main objective from a vacation? Axel, you go first.
I think sun, beach, water. I'm definitely more of a beach guy than you, I think, Hamish. So yeah.
Okay.
Heat, tan. It's a vacation, you know? It's
Yeah.
supposed to be relaxing.
Hamish, what about you then?
See, I prefer something like kind of adventurous. I want to go out, explore a new place, try some new food, hopefully not get food poisoning, and just have a really good time. I don't mind going to somewhere beachy, sort of mild and sunny.
Sunny is good. I do burn super easily, so one or both of you is going to have to be on suntan lotion duty, just making sure I actually keep topped up. We're also going to be taking the best AI phones out there with us. I'm getting into photography. I want lots of good pictures. My primary objective is good shots. Now, if we tried to plan all of this ourselves, well, this might be the result. So instead, we're using AI. We've each filled out a dream vacation questionnaire, which we're going to share with the 2 largest LLM chatbots, ChatGPT and Gemini. So I've got your questionnaire results that you filled before you came here today. We're going to give those to ChatGPT and Gemini, and it's going to use deep research to choose a location for us. Do you know what deep research is?
Absolutely no idea. So I'm hoping, Hamish, that you can tell me what that is.
Yeah, okay, so know a little bit about it. So deep research is what's called an AI agent. It's meant to sort of help you kind of like a person would. So in this instance, you hand deep research a bunch of information, and then it uses the sort of information you provided as well as, you know, the internet and its data banks to come together with a little research document, kind of like, you know, if you ask someone to put together a little travel plan for you, like a travel agent, it will hopefully give you a similar result.
Sure.
And it's quite cool as well because you can actually see it's working while it's going to. So we'll be able to see all the sources it's using, how it's actually interpreting the information we've given it. And that will also help us when we come to then prompt it some more and get further information out of it. We'll be able to see what it's done already and adjust those parameters. After that, we're going to ask it to give us a hot seat round, ask us 20 questions that will help us choose the final location out of the 5 options it gives us. So let's give it a go. With that, we got to work writing our prompts, after which there was a good 10-minute waiting time while ChatGPT and Gemini researched their answers. So in the meantime, here's Hamish with 5 quick tips for writing the best possible ChatGPT prompts.
Yes, so if you're looking to write the perfect ChatGPT prompt, the first thing you're going to want to think about is explaining who you are. For example, say that you're a teacher making a quiz for your students, or include your age if you're looking for holiday suggestions, so it gives you relevant information rather than something generic that just isn't relevant to your needs. Next, you're going to want it to tell it the format that you want the information presented in. Make it clear that you want the output to be presented as an article, a script, a bullet point list, or a guide. You can even specify the word count limit to fine-tune the response so that everything suits your specific style needs. And when writing the prompt, remember to use natural language. While structured prompts are important, overcomplicating them can really backfire. AI models are designed to interpret natural language, so keeping prompts clear, direct, and conversational will normally net you the best results. Next, ask the AI to show you its thought process. If you need the AI to provide reasoning or logical steps, ask it to take it through how it generated its answer. This technique, known as chain of thought prompting, is useful for tasks like explaining how it's worked out a problem or outlining an argument. Not only can it help you understand what the chatbot has said, but it's also super helpful so you can see where it went wrong if it made some mistake, so that you can later tweak your prompt. Lastly, refine as you go. Even with well-crafted prompts, the first output probably won't be perfect. AI works best if you refine. Say, if a response is too vague or off track, rethink your prompt by specifying the tone, level of detail, or word choice. Or maybe go in and just say, oh, actually, can you rethink that with this other detail? Small adjustments can make a massive difference in turning a poor response into something perfect.
Okay, it looks like we're done. 34 sources, 110 searches. That's taken 16 minutes according to ChatGPT. Okay, so we have Santorini, Greece. It's
Okay,
talking...
I think we knew that one was coming. It was kind of suggesting that at the start.
Yeah, we saw that in there a little bit. It's talking about the weather, cost estimates in there.
Madeira, there we go.
Madeira, we saw that coming through.
Similar vibe to Santorini, but a bit more, I don't want to say wild, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Seems a bit more interesting for sure.
yeah.
Cappadocia.
Oh, it's Turkey.
Turkey.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought it was in Italy. If I had to guess, I would have said that was in Italy.
Is this the one with all of the hot air balloons?
Oh yeah, maybe that. I mean, that is in Turkey.
And then Bay of Kotor, Montenegro.
Okay, yeah,
That's
yeah.
quite an interesting one. Not somewhere I'd ever thought of before. Essaouira.
Okay, so it hasn't just done Europe. That's good.
No, it's
And you can
looked
see
at...
all the citations as we go through as well.
Yes.
Like, this is where the information comes from.
Okay, and then we've got some sources at the end as well. Next up, we're going to Gemini. Exact same prompt, same information, same questionnaires. Let's see what it comes up with. Right, so it researched 40 websites. It sort of only very briefly gives you the chance to look at that, but we've got Lagos, Portugal, which we saw in the thinking.
Yeah.
We've got Hania in Crete, same again. It's basically stuck with the 5 it identified
Yeah,
right at
yeah,
the beginning
yeah.
of its research, and
That's
then it's just
interesting.
given us the information based off of that.
It's a lot of information, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if we're scrolling again, and now we've got its sources have come up now as well. So we've seen the results from both now. What's your general feeling about which one did better?
I think ChatGPT overall did a little bit better. It seemed to me like it picked out options that I was generally more interested in. I think, we sort of said, we'd pick one from each chatbot, but I'm kind of leaning towards just wanting to pick 2 from ChatGPT as sort of my top 2. Though I was interested for both of them, because if you're planning to go on a holiday, you want to see what it looks like. And I was
Yeah.
surprised that maybe it's a rights thing, but there were just no images of, you could just see them in that moment. We've kind of got to go away and look at those places ourselves rather than just be able to do everything from within the AI.
Yeah, like there's still a step you have to take yourself. Yeah.
Axel, what about you? Which gave the best results for you?
Yeah, I think the same as you. I think in terms of locations, ChatGPT, I actually quite like the way Gemini laid things out, but I think ChatGPT kind of, the answer's more aligned with what I want from a vacation and what you want from a vacation.
Yeah.
Only really Santorini was one that I probably wouldn't go to there.
Yeah.
Like, you get the sun, but it is quite a notoriously crowded place.
Yeah, and I think seeing as that was in both yours and my questionnaire answers,
exactly.
I think I was quite surprised that it at all considered Santorini, because it is just a bit of a tourist trap.
But I mean, as for the others, I mean, Madeira, Montenegro, I'm definitely happy with these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all great options.
Yeah, even the likes of Cappadocia, I think really interesting places. Not places I would think to go myself, whereas Gemini, I wouldn't say there was anything in there I hadn't have thought of. Maybe the Italy location it gave us, but broadly speaking,
Yeah,
it's...
it's like Lagos in Portugal. I was like, that's... You could have picked that out yourself, it feels like.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me as well, I want to go somewhere new and exciting.
Yes.
I don't want to just go to the same old, same old.
Yeah, I mean, it gave us St. Paul's Bay in Malta, which I've been to, and Valletta in Malta is the capital, and it's like, I think that fits our requirements much more, but it gave us
Yeah.
somewhere that wasn't that, so.
Yeah. I mean, we saw when it was doing its thinking for the research, it didn't spend a lot of time thinking about the location. It spent a lot of time thinking about the information about the location, whereas
Yeah.
ChatGPT was, I think, almost 8 minutes of just deciding location options. I think that sounds like we're all aligned then. ChatGPT won that one.
I'm happy to give it to
Hands down,
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
All right, now we have our winner. We can move on to the next stage, the quickfire question round. Now we know that ChatGPT is our winner, we're going to ask it to ask us a series of questions. We've all picked our top location. So, Hamish, what was your top location?
I think I'm going to go for Bay of Qatar. It's not somewhere I've been before. Looks like it ticks a lot of my boxes. So yeah, hopeful that'll be a good one.
Nice.
Oh, I think I'm going to do Madeira. It was between Montenegro and
In fairness,
Madeira, but Madeira is, I've not been there
Madeira
before,
too.
and I think it's a nice mix of beach and like nature.
I've gone for Cappadocia because hot air balloons, pictures, Instagram. I've always wanted that iconic Instagram shot of sea of hot air balloons. You know, it's gorgeous.
I'm sure it'll be nice. I'm a little nervous of heights, but I guess I'll do it if
That's
I
it,
have
that's a
to.
write-off.
I'm there to try new things, and I can't say that and then not challenge myself.
If ChatGPT doesn't ask us about heights, that well could be our option.
Big red flag.
We'll see how it goes.
Good note to always make sure you include everything you don't want, including fears of heights. Hamish's last-minute fear of heights disclosure aside, ChatGPT then asked us 20 questions to help us pick a winner. And with that, we rolled the dice and let it choose our destination. All right, so we've sent it our results. Let's see what it comes back with.
Oh, here we go. But before we get to that, let's talk about staying safe online in the age of AI. From new AI scams to increased cybersecurity risks, the internet has never been more volatile. When you're booking a vacation, the last thing you want to do is share all of those personal details with bad actors. That also means there's never been a better time to invest in your online security, which is where our sponsor for this video series comes in. I sat down with Layla Bilge, Global Head of Scam Research at Norton, to learn more about online safety in the age of AI. So, Layla, how do large language models synthesize travel data, and what does that mean for consumers?
AI actually is trying to imitate how our brain works and kind of like records data and processes and try to identify the things that is the most relevant. AI actually, when you kind of like make a question about travel, let's say you provide a place where you want to go, when and exactly, it will actually try to identify those patterns or interesting information that is going to be relevant for the question. So that actually the answer could be as personalized as possible.
So we're using trusted AI interfaces here, but in the age of AI, that technology is leading to a rise in scams. Have you found that to be true in your experience? And following on from that, what are you seeing in terms of new risks?
Even if you're using, let's say, a trusted platform, let's say you're using an OpenAI's ChatGPT, which is the most popular at the moment, you will be likely more safe because you're using their platforms. Your device still can be actually compromised by attackers. So if your device is compromised, whatever you're writing, the response that actually is made by this powerful AI will be known by the attackers, and they can actually use this information and craft much more interesting, much more powerful attacks.
So AI makes trip planning faster, but scam sites are also using AI to appear more legitimate. How can people spot those scams and protect themselves?
So I believe that in the age of AI, we need to actually have the right tools so that you can get help, you can have assistance during your journey online. As a security expert myself, it's the first time in my life I actually need an anti-scam solution, because basically I'm getting so many messages per day. I feel like there is an attacker always in my life.
So can AI planning tools accidentally send people to risky or fake locations? And what can people use to separate the good from the sketchy?
Typically what happens is that when you make a query with ChatGPT, and they will use a search engine to try to get this information, and they will likely get the first-time results from the search, and they will process and summarize for you so you can actually decide. Attackers actually know how to put their malicious websites in the first 10 ranking of the page. So if it's going to be in the first 10, you will also get the answer of the malicious one. And since AI is not actually designed to check which one is clean or malicious, you will get it, and you will basically believe that it is.
Thanks for that, Axel, and thanks again to our sponsor, Norton. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Where are we going on vacation?
Come on, there we go.
Nice, Madeira, Portugal. Okay, why it wins. It hits the sweet spot between scenic nature, laid-back buzz, walkability, and flexible adventure.
You get your adventure.
There you go, your bit. It balances my nature-loving calm with Axel and Hamish's preference for some buzz and food culture. You can stay in a boutique Airbnb or a stylish villa in Funchal, I think that's how you say it, where you're walkable to restaurants but still surrounded by oceans and hills. Activities like Varda walks, coastal drives, dolphin boat tours. Hold on, I am such a
big fan of
dolphin girl.
dolphins.
A big dolphin girl here. Or wine tasting hits on everyone's interest without requiring much effort, and the island is beautiful for daytime filming.
There you go, look,
Very
warm
good.
and swimmable enough, but also scenic.
Stunning.
I get the swimming,
stunning.
you get the scenic.
Okay, I think that's pretty much everything we wanted.
I like that it's given this layout of key wins based on your answer, and it's given us one small con, which is that beaches are rocky lava pools. Lava Pool?
I'm okay with that.
Is it going to be like,
What's a
I said I wanted
Fiery?
it to be warm.
But and that would be hot, as you said.
It would be
Exactly,
hot.
it fits the
would
bill.
be hot. All right, well, let's have a little look at Madeira ourselves and see what we think. In the next episode, we'll be planning out our itinerary for the trip using different AI travel agents. So make sure to tune in next time to find out what AI has us do in Madeira.